welcome back to the Patreon. Kenya has not given you a dirty window car video in such a long time because my mother, the woman who birthed me, said that she does not want Kenya doing car videos because I can't drive as it is. But we are here and we are going to talk about the mess that is Jeffree star Shane Dawson and Tati Westbrook setting up the entire Dramageddon situation. Was I right or was I right? Let me tell you guys a story. Let's take a trip down memory lane. One day, I was making a video about Jeffree star. This is back when I was like big making like drama videos. Like I was keeping up with the tea. Y'all remember that Kenya? Probably your favorite Kenya, but she doesn't exist anymore. If you're wondering, I have no desire to do that ever. But we'll chit chat on here because I'm still interested in that type of stuff. I just don't feel like making like videos off of it. I don't feel like monetizing that. I just don't. But I still like, I want to keep something sacred to me. And gossiping is just something that's so fun to me, but I don't need to do it to hundreds of thousands of people on the internet. Like I'd rather just talk to you guys here and there. So one day I was making a video last summer, and I think it was the video about how Jeffree star took down his post about James Charles and how Jeffree star basically put up a second video. And in that second video, he was talking about how he just wants to move on from the situation. He doesn't want to talk about it anymore. Like, people have been hurt. A lot of people have been hurt. Keep in mind, this is after James Charles posted his second video. So the first video James Charles posted, he was just crying and like, oh no, like in a dingy wall. And in the second video, he like had receipts, and the receipts was good, child. I'll go back and the receipts was good. James Charles came with some good receipts. And so after James Charles kind of like not cleared his name, here's the thing when it comes to like stan culture and like YouTube culture, all you have to do is be the last person to talk. All you have to do is be the last person to talk and make a little bit of sense, and people exonerate you of any crimes. Like people don't care as much as it probably feels like people care, and if you're in that moment. So if you're the person getting canceled, if you're the person who's getting dragged, it feels like everyone cares. Everyone's so mad at me. I fucked up. But in jest, do people really care, or are people just clinging on to any entertainment that they can find? So James Charles probably thought it was the end of the world, but it wasn't, because people really didn't care, because he came back with some receipts and everybody was like, Tati Westbrook, you wrong. Remember when Tati started losing subscribers at the same time that James did? So anyways, I said this is strange. Jeffree star is one of those people like the Kardashians to me. I always look at the subtext. Like, I see what you're saying, but let me look at the footnotes to see if I see something a little bit different, because there's always truth in the subtext. And Jeffree star is one of those people because he's calculated. But he's a calculated evil. He is a calculated evil. Everything he does is just out of evilness. Jeffree star is an evil human being. So I said this was weird. When Tati put out her Bye Sister video, which, by the way, did I ever tell you guys, I believe Tati Westbrook stole that title from me. I made a video about James Charles before this entire thing happened, and and it got a bunch of views, and then the blurb in my info box said Bye Sister, and then like 2 days later she came out with this video entitled Bye Sister. I'm 100% delusional. I'm sure Tati Westbrook didn't steal that from me, but the fact that that video got a lot of views, and like Tati and them were like plotting the demise of James Charles, and then it says Bye Sister. Come on. Am I delusional? Only delusional if I'm wrong, right? Anyways, here nor there. She does her Bye Sister video, and I was thinking Tati Westbrook was going to be on an island by herself. Like, I thought when Tati Westbrook originally posted her video, I'm like, this is brave. And the reason why I thought this was so brave was because I didn't understand what Tati stood to gain from exposing James Charles, because at this time, you have to understand the time that we were in a year ago, all these girls were pretending like they liked each other. Tati like James, James like Jeffree, Jeffree like James, like everyone was getting along. So when Tati did this, I'm like, this is bizarre, specifically because it was over some goddamn gummies. It was over some goddamn gummies. So I'm like, oh, she must really feel played. But this is where Tati fucked up. In hindsight being 2020, I'm going to show you exactly where Tati fucked up. Tati should have never brought up the sexual harassment claims. Leave that for the drama channels. Leave that for the commentary channels. Leave that to Kenya. Leave that to anybody else. Tati should have never brought that up. And that is something that always stuck to me. I'm like, this is bizarre, because before Tati brought that up, people like Kenya, people like many other commentary channels have said that James Charles has predatory behavior. James Charles likes to prey on straight guys. Like, that's his brand, being attracted to straight guys, turning straight guys. So we said those things, and for then her to put it in a video, it was a lot. Because the peanut gallery, we can say what we want as long as it's legal, right? We can say what we want. But for someone who knows James to say something that the peanut gallery has been saying was really, really odd. And it was odd in a way that Tati Westbrook would never say something like that. That entire video, the hair care gummies, Tati's little gummies, that made sense. Like, that seems like something Tati would be really upset about. And we'll get to that in a second. But the extraness of everything else, the extraness of the other claims is what made it seem like something was fishy. So I thought Tati Westbrook was going to be on an island all by herself. But then I saw Jeffree Star, and this is around the time where this is when Jeffree Star was building his army. And when I say building his army, I mean buying off the drama channels, becoming friends with random people via gifts so that he could build up his army. So Jeffree Star had a lot of influence at this time. And so when he basically was like, yes, Tati, I was like, whoa. So this is something everyone thought of. That's what I thought. See, that's what we all thought. Instead of looking at it like they're conspiring, we thought, oh, this is something that everyone must have been thinking, and Tati just said it. That's what it looked like from the outside looking in, because it seemed like an isolated incident. It seemed like Tati just one day woke up and decided to sit down and make the Bye Sister video, right? No. So as time went on, and when Jeffree Star kept posting about James Charles, that's when I knew. That's not when I knew, but that's when my spidey senses started to tingle. I said to myself, I remember sitting on my bed saying to myself, it's one of two things. Either Jeffree Star planned this, or Jeffree Star is 100% relishing in the fact that this happened. Or there was three choices. And the third one, the one I leaned towards to most, I thought Jeffree put Tati up to this. That's the one that I thought for a long time. Jeffree just put Tati up to this. Like, Tati had these opinions, but deciding to make an entire video, that was something that Jeffree Star told her to do. That's what I thought. That is how I slept at night, thinking Jeffree put Tati up to this. No, like, Tati would have never done this if not for Jeffree Star clamoring in her ear, because I've always said this. Jeffree Star don't like James Charles. Jeffree Star don't like James Charles. He has never liked James Charles. And here's the thing. You might be saying, Kenya, why does Jeffree Star not like James Charles? reason. He moves without, like, it doesn't matter why Jeffree Star doesn't like James Charles. He moves without reason. Jeffree Star does not like James Charles because James Charles is James Charles. Jeffree Star wants James Charles' life. Bear with me. James Charles is significantly younger. James Charles is like 21 years old. He has the entire world in front of him, and he's not problematic. You're probably looking at me, Kenya. James Charles is problematic. Not really. James Charles made one Ebola comment. He made one Ebola comment. He wasn't running down the street calling the girls niggers. He wasn't doing it. He was not doing it. So the worst thing on James Charles' record is some tweets. And we already know the tweet game. Like, once you get more distant from the tweets, don't nobody care no more, right? Like, I always tell people, you can explain away some tweets. You can lie and say some tweets is Photoshop. Like, you can explain tweets away. You can't explain being on video telling people to throw acid on their face. You can't explain taking a picture with the Confederate flag. You can't explain having a lipstick line entitled Nazi. You can't explain having rapist friends. You can't explain it. Jeffree Star has too many smudges on his record that can't be explained, except to say Jeffree is a bad person. And Jeffree, as much as he likes to make it seem like he is just so great and so good and he's so rich and he's so fabulous, there are ceilings. Because of the things that Jeffree Star has done in his past, Jeffree Star now has a ceiling to where he can go. He can't get any higher than a certain place because of his past. There's not too many places that he's going to be allowed because the fact that he's racist. That's why his ass is not in Sephora. That's why his ass is not on no one's Met carpet. That's why his ass is not in so many places, because he's racist. Jeffree Star would have, I know it's hard to believe, but Jeffree Star would have so much more if he wasn't racist. I know that's hard to believe because Jeffree Star already occupies a lot of space for someone who's been racist. But hear me out. Jeffree Star occupies as much space as he can possibly occupy. Jeffree Star's peak was last year. We've seen I believe, and I could be wrong, that we have seen the peak of Jeffree Star. Like, Jeffree Star is going to just be Jeffree Star with a makeup line, and that's pretty much it. Like, in a YouTube guy, like, he's gonna be a name. But we have seen the peak of what Jeffree Star is going to do in mainstream media, I believe, unless he funds it himself, obviously. So that doesn't mean Jeffree Star won't fund a television show for himself. No. There's a ceiling to where Jeffree Star can go because of the type of human being he has been so many times in the past. But with James, as much as we crack jokes on James, we drag Jeffree. Do you see the difference? I have no desire to crack jokes on Jeffree Star because I don't play with that type of shit. There's no types of jokes I want to crack with you. No. But I crack jokes on James because at the end of the day, like, it ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. Like, James Charles hasn't been running around here being racist as hell. Like, it ain't that bad. And that is the difference, my friend. So here's what I believe happened. So anyways, how we get here. Ashley, some girl who knows Shane, Jeffree, and Tati or whatever, her name is Ashley. She put out a video basically showing text that Jeffree Star sent to her, basically telling her that Dramageddon was going to happen before Dramageddon happened. And basically in the text, she was exposing that Jeffree knew all of this. Jeffree was talking bad about James. Oh, and then he brought up Emma Chamberlain and the Dolan twins. And that's why I say Jeffree Star is so fucking filthy. Why does he want the Dolan twins to admit James Charles molested them so bad? Like, even when you go into the fact that the Dolan twins were a part of the Shane Dawson documentary and stuff, why are they using the Dolan twins to try to take down James Charles? Like, there's something sick and twisted about Jeffree Star's mind, because he 100% brought in the Dolan twins in hopes that they will say that James Charles tried to do some freaky shit with them. And it's like, for what? For what? Why do you, like, that's not even the Dolan twins brand. Like, their brand is not exposing James Charles. So now I have a new look on the James, Emma, and Dolan twins situation. I believe Jeffree Star got in between that, because let's be clear, that clique, that little, what were they called? They were called the something squad. They were called something, child. Them. The Dolan, Emma Chamberlain, and James Charles squad was powerful. And then it disbanded out of nowhere, and I 100% believe they disbanded because of Jeffree Star. Now, like, I think that James Charles got word that Jeffree Star was in the Dolan twins' ear. Because Jeffree Star was in the Dolan twins' ear, they were upset with James, and Emma Chamberlain wanted to exclude herself from the narrative. I believe they came around and like, you know, James been saying this about you, you know, James been saying this about you, and it made the whole thing disband. Now let's discuss how Tati, Shane, and Jeffree are old as fuck. Y'all are old as fuck, carrying around with a bunch of teenagers. At this time, they was all teenagers. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Tati, Shane, and Jeffree should be fucking ashamed of themselves. Tati the most. And the thing is, Tati Westbrook is a fucking ashamed of herself. That's why she privated that fucking video, because Tati got herself in some deep ass water. She jumped and didn't realize there was a low ass ceiling above her head, and she got knocked the fuck out. She went into the ring with the heavyweight champ and got knocked the fuck out. Like, she wasn't expecting that to turn bad real quick, because Jeffree Star was so in her fucking ear. Jeffree Star was in her ear that whole year. Remember when Jeffree had Tati on private jets, doing makeup on private jets? She was so infatuated with this man that she didn't even realize she was in bed with the devil. Tati, you got what you fucking deserve. You got what you fucking deserve for playing with fire, and you got burned. That is what you fucking get. You running behind Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, who have proven for the umpteenth time they not good people, and you over here, you wanted your moment in the sun. You got all these subscribers, and just as quick as you got them, you lost them. Fooling around with fucking Jeffree Star, you gained nothing in that. That is what's so funny about all of this. She gained nothing in this. Tati Westbrook's brand was peachy clean before Jeffree Star got involved with it. Now Tati is just known for Dramageddon. Like, if you didn't know who Tati was before, all you know her for is Dramageddon. You don't know her for what she was before, which was being a really good beauty guru. Tati Westbrook was one of the last few good beauty gurus, and she lost that fucking around with Jeffree Star. Tati Westbrook's channel has not been the same since Dramageddon. She got hurt the most in this entire thing. Tati Westbrook lost a lot of credibility fucking around with Jeffree Star. Tati Westbrook makeup stuff would have went a lot better. The products she put out, because the products aren't even getting bad reviews. People would have cared more if it was Tati Westbrook, the good beauty guru, and not Tati Westbrook, who put out Bye Sister. Like, you tried to be a part of the peanut gallery. You tried to be Kenya. You tried to be like all these other girls who just comment on shit, and you look dumb. Tati, me and you not playing the same game. You got more to lose than me, Tati Westbrook. I would have done some shit like Bye Sister. Even Kenya now wouldn't do some shit like that, but Kenya a year ago I would have did some Bye Sister shit. You had too much to lose and nothing to gain from this. Nothing to gain. But here's the thing. Jeffree right in her ear. You know, Jane, because this is what I was going to go back to the gummies with. I believe Tati was 100% upset about the gummies. I believe she was 100% upset about the gummies. And then when she was venting to Jeffree about the gummies, that is when Jeffree got it in his head, we can take down James Charles. Because like I said, Jeffree don't like James Charles because James Charles got the whole world in front of him, and Jeffree Star's old, racist, and ain't got shit. Like, all he got is the shit. Like, he got. Like, that's all he got. And he's upset about it. He's upset about it. And so he said, Tati, I know what we can do. I know what we can do, Tati. We can take down James Charles. And that's what they tried to do, and it flopped. So Tati puts her video on private. James Charles realizes he's not gonna like take no shit from none of you. That is the one boss thing I will give James Charles. A lot of people would have cried over what happened to him. Like, he was losing subscribers. People were doing, and he cried for one day. He cried for one good day and said, I'm going to come back swinging. Even though most of his receipts was probably lies. Do I believe James Charles was doing some weird things? I don't know. All of this is weird. But he said, if y'all want to come, we can come. We can play. And that, I do appreciate James for that. He said, let's play. Let's play. If we going to play, let's play. And that is one thing about James I do respect, how he handled that situation. He said, if y'all don't that's the problem. They forgot that when taking down James Charles, they were going to leave him at a place where he had nothing to lose. They were going to leave him at a place where he had nothing to lose. And that's where they found him. They found him in a place where he had literally nothing to lose. And what did he do? He came for their asses. Then all of a sudden, Jeffree Star wants to play peacemaker. Let's take down the videos. But where's your receipts? See, Jeffree Star thinks we forgot. You was sending out tweets how James was like trying to fuck Nate and all this bullshit. You worry about who a little kid is wanting to sleep. Like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like, are you dumb, Jeffree? But where's the receipts? You had so many receipts. I hate a little messy stunt queen. I hate a messy stunt queen who be sitting here like, I got receipts. And little mama can't show nail one receipt. I hate it. I'd rather you talk your shit and move on. Don't be lying that you got receipts. He ain't showed a receipt yet. We a year removed and we ain't seen a Drama-Geddon receipt against James Charles yet from Jeffree Star. But he contrived all of this. I believe, and so at the end of 2019, I made a video saying Jeffree Star did this entire Drama-Geddon thing. This was all Jeffree Star. It was all Jeffree Star. I 100% believed it. That at the end of last year is when I completely got off the idea that he put Tati up to, he got in Tati. No. He contrived all of this. I don't think Tati was ever going to make a video. I don't think Tati even cared that much. I think she cared about the gummies and that's it. And Jeffree was like, we can do this. He tried to orchestrate the entire takedown of James Charles. And look, a year later, you called. You pathetic. But I told y'all Jeffree Star is pathetic. How many times I told you Jeffree Star is pathetic? He's upset that there's things that I'm sure his name has been in contention for, and he hasn't gotten because he's problematic. But he's beyond problematic. He's racist. Keep paying your little drama channels, Pooh. Hopefully that works for you, Pooh. Anyways, that's the end of this one. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Peace.